I think some of you riders out there know what this is. And if you ever caught up in such a scenario, you know how dangerous and nerve-wracking this can be. This particular incident took place in 1999 Isle of Man TT, and it's known as the Tankslapper, in which the whole front end of the bike wobbles violently out of control. If you're riding a cruiser, this is very unlikely to happen, but if you are in a super sport machine, the chances are you might have experienced this at least once. Unlike cruisers, the super sport machines are all about power, performance and handling. Most of the current generation superbikes makes about 200 brake horsepower or more, but if the bike doesn't handle well, all that power is useless. So in the pursuit of perfecting the handling characteristics, manufacturers have given these bikes a short wheelbase and an aggressive steering geometry to provide the ability to make very quick direction changes. Even though this makes the motorcycle agile around a track, this setup has some downsides. Usually, cruisers have a higher rake angle, sometimes as high as 45 degrees. Consequently, these type of motorcycles also have a higher trail, which is the distance between the point of the front wheel's contact with the ground and the line drawn through the axis of the steering head. As the trail increases, the steering of the motorcycle becomes much heavier, but at the same time, it also makes the motorcycle much more stable in a straight line. While on the other hand, superbikes has a steeper rake angle, usually around 25 degrees. Hence, the trail will be much smaller, making them agile and capable machines. But due to this setup, superbikes often suffers with self-centering caster effect. Suppose you hit a bump in a relatively high speed or made a bad landing after a high-speed wheelie. The torque created by the self-centering caster effect will try to bring the wheel back to its original position by moving it to the midpoint. Since you hit the bump at a high speed, this reaction will take place way faster than your imagination, and it will move past the center point. Now, the wheel is on the left side. Again, the caster effect will take place and will make the wheel come back towards the center point once more, and the same thing will happen. This continues to happen until the steering enters an unstable back and forth oscillation, or otherwise known as Tankslapper. Unless you are a skilled rider, it will be almost impossible to control this by yourself. Now we got all that nitty-gritty stuff out of the way, let's talk about the actual steering damper itself. The steering damper is a simple, straightforward device which acts as a suspension for the steering, or frankly speaking, the handlebar of your motorcycle. There are mainly two types of steering dampers are in use today, linear type and rotary type. Basically, the steering damper is designed with the sole purpose of preventing this dangerous and unstable motion induced by the self-centering caster effect, but without affecting the normal steering movement. The steering damper uses hydraulic damping, which offers much more resistance to the movement as the speed of the wobble or oscillation increases. To put things in contrast, if your bike has a steering damper, try to turn the bar slowly, like when you are turning into a corner. There will be hardly any resistance. Now try to turn the bar quickly and violently like in a Tankslapper. This time you can see the resistance increasing sharply. The linear type hydraulic steering dampers, which are most commonly used in current superbikes, will have a cylinder containing hydraulic oil and a piston inside it. When you turn the handlebar, the piston is pushed back and forth inside the oil. The carefully designed holes allow the oil to pass through in a controlled manner. In the case of adjustable dampers, it allows the user to increase or reduce the damping effect by altering the size of the orifice through which the oil is passing. Generally speaking, a larger orifice reduces the damping effect and a smaller one increases it. The steering dampers can be mounted longitudinally, in which one end of the damper is connected to one of the suspension fork and other end to the side of the frame. The other method is to mount the damper transversely across the bike on the handlebar. Apart from the linear type dampers, the other main type of unit is a rotary damper. These are mainly used in off-road bikes. It uses an oil-filled chamber that has a series of vanes inside it, and these vanes are attached to an input shaft. As the handlebar is turned, the shaft moves the vanes through oil, pushing it through carefully designed orifices. Again, the orifices can be adjusted to provide more or less damping effect. So, the $600 question is, should you get one for your motorcycle? I think yes, you should, if you are on a superbike. It is a fact that many of the superbike out there will be spending most of its lifetime on public roads, where you might not be going all out crazy all the time. But still, you are in a highly tempting machine, which always makes you want to go fast and do wheelies whenever you can. But if you fail to resist those temptations and something goes wrong which triggers this violent tank slapper, the steering damper can definitely save your day. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave your thoughts down below. And hey, don't forget to subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye.